This is Suspenders Unbuttoned Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Julie.
Join us for unbuttoned and unedited conversations.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Suspenders Unbuttoned Podcast. My name is Sarah.
And I'm Julie, and we're excited to welcome Julie Sherman Wolfe back to the podcast. Welcome, Julie.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me back, you guys.
We were so excited to have you, Julie. We always love chatting with you on air and off. So thanks for being here. You have just a few movies out this season.
Couple things, little things.
Yeah.
No one's heard of any of
it.
Nobody's heard of any of it. Just all under wraps. Nobody's overproducing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm under the radar this year for sure.
It's not like they built a football stadium or anything.
I know. It's actually crazy. And then when they I saw an article just randomly about the premiere in Kansas City, and it was like, we've invited the entire city of Kansas City to the premiere. Come on down and hang out, surround the red carpet and see all the players and see the actors and whatever. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, so I'm really gonna have to up my game on the red carpet. I've historically avoided them. I would just walk around the back and go in. So,
but you're going to have to for this one, right?
I'm doing it.
Yeah,
own it. It's yours. You wrote it.
The last one I did was the Rockettes. It was actually, that was the same year we talked last time. Was the Rockettes movie and the Hanukkah movie? Yeah. So I have like a blockbuster and a Hanukkah. That's the
magic formula.
Yes.
It is the magic formula. In case you haven't figured out, Julie wrote Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story that is based around the Kansas City Chiefs football team and is getting a lot of press.
But is not about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's romance. It's not about them.
It's not about them. It's not about them.
Finally, people have now all generally realized that it's not about them, because I think they're at the beginning, everyone thought that I just wrote a fake version of that story, but that's not that. I think Lifetime did it.
Yes.
They did. That's
not what we did. No.
So can you tell us, go back to the beginning, and how did this idea come to you? I mean, did you come up with the idea? Did Hallmark approach you? How did it all begin?
So you may or may not know this, but I did this piece for ESPN last Christmas. Okay. So I did a piece for ESPN where it was shot in my house, and it was me behind my computer and talking about how the football season kind of resembled a Hallmark Christmas movie. And it was just really merging football with Hallmark in a great, for me, the greatest thing ever, because I love both of those things. And then that happened. And then right after that, kind of, unbeknownst to us, the Chiefs themselves kind of did a fun little promo with Tyler Hines for the playoffs. And then I think kind of all the football in the air and sort of the romance in the air of Taylor and Travis, I think Hallmark and the Chiefs, sort of being both Kansas City juggernauts, realized that, we may have an opportunity here to do something really cool that we have never done before. So then they came to me. I think maybe if I'm the go-to football person, which my friend, Tracy Andreen, also another fabulous writer of Hallmark. She is also a huge football person. So it was either me or her. And so they called me, and I just sort of, we didn't have an idea yet. We just sort of knew it needed to be kind of around the Chiefs. So I sort of repurposed a pitch that I was already working on that had a football angle about stuff that's sort of more, that's more close to my heart, which is the family aspect of football and how it's so, the traditions get passed down from generation to generation. Like, for example, my dad brought me up as a 49er fan. We could talk about that in a second. Brought me up as a 49er fan. I'm a huge 49er fan. My son is now a huge 49er fan. Okay. I've given him the satin jacket that is if you wear this jacket at a Niners game, everyone knows, everybody's a real fan knows that's a legit 80s Niner jacket and not the new one. So the irony of me being asked to write this movie is even worse than you think, because they asked me a week after we lost to them in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
So I had to really just take my broken heart, and that was still in tatters, because I just couldn't get over it. I was so upset. and I had to just sort of take it and put it in my drawer and then just put on my little, professional writer hat and then do that. So, but they all think it's kind of funny and ironic and I've said this in a couple other interviews, but I don't, once I kind of did the research on Kansas City, they're a lovely organization, and everyone's really nice, and I can't really hate them, but I don't like losing to them. That is
understandable. Yes.
Don't you think that a lot of that passion, though, that passion as fans, passion as families, like, you don't live in an area where the 49ers are, correct?
I'm from San Francisco.
Okay.
Originally. Yes.
And so how that just carries with you, though? Like, doesn't that make for a great piece of the movie, though? Like,
for sure. I mean, I don't think you can write this movie if you weren't a true fan of football, because it is, every team has these passionate people who grew up with a team, and I have a soft spot for Detroit right now. Those people have just, gone their entire lives without any playoffs or anything like that. I have a soft spot for teams. Like, there are teams that, you raise to hate, like, oh, we hate this team. But then there's teams you just have a respect for, and all the fans are kind of nice to each other and all that kind of stuff. Like, I just grew up going to 49er games and tailgating when they were bad and then when they were good. And it's like what I think of when I think of my childhood is the best part of my childhood is that family dynamic around football. And I think my son would say the same thing. We bring him to, there's a Buffalo Wild Wings literally in the center of Connecticut, and every huge Niner fan in Connecticut finds their way to this Wild Wings. It's on my Instagram. It's just the most fun. And it is the coolest group of people. It's so diverse. It's just like everybody, and you have this wonderful thing in common, and that became a family too. So it's just really cool. That's what the movie's about. It's like about family and tradition and superstition and all that kind of stuff.
Right. It's almost like the way that they're melded is so nicely done, because it's not just football and it's not just about family with like a little bit of football. It's just the way that the worlds have immersed themselves is great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I mean, I think that part of the challenge is, I want to write a movie that you can watch if you're not a football fan, but that you will appreciate if you are a football fan. And then also every movie I write, I try and make sure that the guys that are watching are going to be entertained. And not just be like, ugh, I want them to kind of stop and go, oh, that was kind of funny. Oh, that was kind of, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping I was nervous watching it. I never know how it's going to turn out. The performances that they gave were so fantastic. And our director is John Putch, and he did the Rockettes movie as well. Yeah. He just got some amazing stuff from these actors, and just, really elevated everything more than I ever really could picture in my own mind. So I was just I'm pleased with it. So I just won't read. I'm going to just assume everyone loves it. I'm not going to go online and read it.
When you're writing a sports movie, though, even in the Hallmark world, or I live in the medical world, if there's a movie in that, there's not a ton of exact references to what's happening, but what's there needs to be right.
Yes.
So I just cringe when the medical stuff is cringeworthy.
Yeah.
And sports people cringe when the sports things are not right. Do you think you had an advantage as a big football fan being able to make
I think so. Because also I did a movie last year, or was it 2 years ago, Fourth Down in Love, which was a football movie, but it was like flag football. But even that was right. I mean, the terminology is right in that movie, except
applied appropriately.
It was. But what's funny is they filmed it in Canada, and for whatever reason, whoever was doing costumes for one part of it, they looked like they got jerseys from like the warehouse from the 70s. So there was these giant jerseys with huge arms and like giant shoulder pads. And I was thinking that was the pro football jersey. Yeah. And I said, this is just the most Canadian thing ever. I said, this is
it's just out now.
It's funny.
Well, that's where the bulk of these movies are filmed, actually.
Yeah. This one obviously was filmed in Kansas City. Right. And I didn't get to go. I was not able to go when they filmed. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all these places I wrote about, but I've never been to, and I've never had barbecue, and I've never been there, so I'm really excited. And then we're going to the Chiefs Raiders game, and then I'm gonna, and my outfit will be red and black, but no logos. I just,
you gotta represent.
Yeah. I can't. It's like Jason Kelsey's wife when she goes to a Chiefs game. She doesn't wear Chiefs logos. She'll wear red.
Yeah,
but she won't like. They would never even ask
to take her down.
Hallmark would not even ask. They know. They just would not.
Right.
So we're doing that, and then we have the premiere on Saturday night, and then Sunday there's a couple of big panels that we're doing at the Hallmark Christmas Experience in Kansas City, which I can't wait to see because they just went completely, crazy with the Hallmark Christmas
I know
festival. I can't wait. Yeah.
So you will be there for weekend one?
Yes, the whole thing.
Part of those panels. The panel sounds super exciting.
Are you guys going to be there?
We will not be there till weekend 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Darn it.
We'll miss you.
Weekend one's rough because a lot of people have do Thanksgiving, but we always travel for Thanksgiving since we're both my husband and I are both from California and we're in Connecticut, so we tend to just travel usually.
Yeah.
So this is fine with us.
Fine with you. So will the premiere take place like in the Hallmark headquarters? They have a screen, or is there?
You know what? I think it's in that whole Crown Center, but I'm not positive. I think that I think there's the red carpet, and I think the actual screening is inside the complex. But I don't It's just funny because I wrote about it, but I still don't really even know what I was saying or what it looks like. I want to go to Independence where they shot the small stores and the restaurants and all that too, and see what that looks like in real life and everything. So we're gonna be busy. It'll be fun.
That sounds like a wonderful long weekend for you. Yeah. Busy though, very busy.
Yeah, when I finish, I cannot wait, and I'll be done with the script tomorrow, and the giant weight will be lifted,
and then you can just enjoy.
Yeah, I'm gonna pack on Wednesday, and then
So, what type of panel will you be involved in? We've seen you at a panel at Rama Drama, and that was a lot of fun.
That was a fun panel. Well, we sort of tried to recreate that on the cruise a little bit. I did. I wrote
yes, we saw that. Well, we saw clip.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the original scene, and then I wrote kind of a spooky, like a horror story that they pantomimed while I read it, and then I wrote like a little meet cute on the cruise. It was really fun to write some new stuff for that. What were we talking about? What
are you going to be doing on the panel?
Oh, the panel. I think it's just a Q&A. I think it's just a straight up Q&A, normal thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the it's everybody. It's all the actors too. Yeah.
I mean, and there are a lot of actors in this. It's a very big ensemble cast. Yes.
Did Ed Begley make you cry in that one scene?
He was so good. Yes.
I love Ed Begley anyways. So to see that he's part of this movie was really fun.
He made me cry.
Yeah.
Even though I knew exactly what was happening.
Because you wrote it. But that's the acting. That's why it's like you write beautiful things and you turn it over to the actors and they act beautiful things.
And my son, he'll kill me if I say this. Never mind. Not my son. He definitely didn't tear up watching it. He would never.
Did not. Yeah.
No. Not him.
You gotta love that when there's some of those great connections in a movie like that. And I think that's what people are looking for when they're looking at a holiday movie. Really, that's what makes them stand out, is when there's these emotional connections.
Right, and I still like to mix humor as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been great at just the straight drama.
Oh.
So I like to have a good mix.
Yeah.
I think you did a great job with that. Tell us a little bit about when you're writing a script with such a large cast. First of all, did you know who was going to be playing the characters beforehand, because you had the Tyler connection and
right? I just knew Tyler. I only knew Tyler. Yeah, and then I don't think I did any work. Sometimes we'll find out sooner. Like the thing I'm turning in tomorrow. I can't say who, but it's already sort of developed with particular actors in mind. So I can write to them, but that doesn't usually happen. So, so it was Tyler, and that's actually helpful because he's definitely got a very distinct way about him. And I thought he was great in this. And the rest of them just were great. I mean, sometimes it's just better not to really have anybody in mind, because then any actor that really can make it their own.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem, it would never seem like, oh, Hunter's just doing a part that was meant for so-and-so. That's not what it is at all. Now she is that part forever. And she's like, that's just her now.
Right. I would think it would be more challenging to write for a character when you know who's playing them, because you wouldn't want to write too much of the actor, right? Like,
right. Yeah.
I'm not a writer.
Tyler's the only one where, because there's a couple little jokes here and there of sort of the Tyler of it all, so
Tylerisms.
Yeah.
Yes. So
yeah.
There's got to be like the candy cane, in the mouth thing and all that stuff. But he's just such a nice, wonderful. I mean, seriously, on the cruise, he stayed longer than anybody else taking pictures and signing autographs. And it was just really, he's just very gracious to everybody, and he's a good dude.
Yeah, we've certainly witnessed that a few times watching him with fans. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, and Hunter too. I love them. I love everybody, but I got to know Hunter a lot more on the cruise, and she's just the most delightful woman. I just love her. I love her to death, and I love her fiance.
We always say we keep meeting the most wonderful human beings doing this podcast. It's like every time we get off, we're like, they were amazing.
I don't think Hallmark lets jerks in the building,
and I think they don't stay. The way these films are filmed, it's not conducive to that. So
no, you gotta use. You're always sort of representing, even if you don't. I work. Every script I write is a new contract. It's a new deal. Like I have my own company, etc. But I only really write for Hallmark at this point, which is totally what I want. I mean, this is perfect. So even though I don't technically work for the network, I still kind of behave as if I do, because we're always sort of representing the company, and why would I mess that up? It's going great. I'm very, very happy. So I'm not gonna go on some other random podcast and just be totally different and
right. I don't know. The people are just lovely. Yeah. It's and it's great. So this movie is complex. It's at a football stadium. There's football all the time. Is there any little Easter egg that people can look for while they're watching this movie?
Well, there are lots of them if you're a Chiefs fan.
Okay.
There's many of them if you're a Chiefs fan. Yeah. There's one for 49er fans where one of the last names of the lead family is Young, and that's for Steve Young.
Yeah.
That was what I did for the Niners. I feel like this is hard to think. It's so hard to remember things afterwards, but a personal Julie Sherman Wolfe Easter egg is that I always have ranch dressing in a movie all the time. I think this is the 5th or 6th one, and I did it again in this one, and I'm so excited that it got in again. So I did it in Hanukkah on Rye too.
Okay.
I remember that.
You're living on both coasts. I do not think about ranch dressing there. I live in Minnesota. This is the land of ranch dressing.
I am a snob about it. It's just this weird quirk that my friends make fun of, where I can literally, this is stupid. If I'm at a restaurant and they bring me a side of ranch, I can eyeball it and tell you if it's freshly made or if it's from Ken's. And I can tell you, I don't even have to taste it. I know exactly if it's good or not. And I make my own at home. I can't even with the bottled ranch. And there's one restaurant in my town that makes fantastic ranch, and I will go and pay $8 just for like a little cup of it. It's such a weird. I know, it's just a weird quirk. It's that, and my thing is that, and then like tiny spoons for dessert, which I put into an entire movie that ended. That was all about tiny spoons. It was right in front of me, and she had that quirk, and then he bought her a tiny spoon, and it became a whole thing. And then at the end, they opened a restaurant called The Tiny Spoon, and it was just a whole thing. So those are my weird things I put in movies.
I kind of love that.
Love that.
Now we need you to do like an Instagram reel with your ranch dressing.
Oh my gosh, I know. I can't even remember which. I should just do a search on my computer for the word ranch, and then see how many scripts like pop up where it's in there
that have the word ranch in it.
I don't even know. And actually, it could absolutely be in Hanukkah on the Rocks. I feel like I might have done it again. I don't remember.
We'll need to watch for that. Yeah,
because it's not Hanukkah food, but I might have thrown it in there as a joke because there's people there that might not know their Hanukkah foods if that's still in there, where they think like a latke is a hash brown. So I feel like I did it. I feel like I might have put it in there too. I don't know why. It just happened. It was in Finding Santa, I think was the first time I did it. And then I just started to see how many times I could get it into the scripts.
And it should continue. I'm just going to say fresh buttermilk ranch deliciousness.
What did he say? I think the line was like, if she can make a restaurant quality ranch at home, she's a keeper.
Yes.
Perfect.
And you said maybe it's in Hanukkah on the Rocks. So let's move on to Hanukkah on the Rocks.
Okay. All right.
You have another holiday movie, Hanukkah on the Rocks, that airs Friday, December 13th.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that one.
So we just wanted to do another Hanukkah movie, and somebody had sent me an article about these pop-up bars that, there was always a Christmas one, and then somebody did a Hanukkah one, and a couple, like one was in New York and one was in Chicago, and I think there was one in Florida. And so the producers just said, like, hey, do you want to try and kind of come up with an idea sort of based around that? And it's hard. It's actually, it's not easy because you're really it's sort of a static location. So it was the hard part on that kind of a movie where it's in a bar, right? Which is not exactly the most Hallmark thing, but it kind of works because it's sort of a old school, club, like dark, divey. I mean, actually, I don't know if that's really what it is because I didn't see it yet, but I think that's
how you wrote it.
I mean, for all I know, it's like I don't know what it is, but that was supposed to be
themed bar. Bar.
like a club, like an old school bar.
Yeah.
So we had to find places to go, to like leave the bar. The meet cute, I think, is kind of like, it's very, very specific, quirky Jewish stuff. Like their meet cute has to do with getting the right kind of Hanukkah candle, which if you're not Jewish, just seems like, well, it's a Hanukkah candle. I see those boxes everywhere. What's the difference? But there's a very big difference between the different candles. And, people are very particular about certain ones. So the meet cute was sort of about the battle of getting the last box of these, highly coveted Hanukkah candles.
Yeah.
And then that just takes off the whole thing.
I love that because it's not been done before either. So
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think so. I thought they did a great job with Round and Round last year for the Hanukkah movie. It was just really just different from the usual, and I thought that was really great. And it was a pleasant surprise to see kind of the references that the writers were allowed to make, and sort of the level of comedy that they were doing. And I thought, oh, this is great. So then I got to kind of do a little bit more, I think, in here too.
Oh,
yeah. Again, like I'll write a script, and then as soon as it's done, I'm on to the next one. And then someone will ask me months later about something specific, like Easter eggs, and it's just, I don't know, I don't remember.
Right. It's like I can't speak right now, but you put it away.
Yes.
You're on to the next
one. Like the thing I'm writing right now could not be less Christmas. It's
at all. We moved on. Yeah, it's still so far ahead.
We write Christmas in the kind of the spring and summer, and then spring and summer and Christmas. So
right. The way it goes. So tell us a little bit about, so we have Mark Summers in this movie, who I grew up watching on TV, and he's playing a grandfather, which is kind of mind-blowing to me.
I know, right?
Tell us about kind of having a grandfather as one of the main characters.
I mean, I think that's just, I like that movie with Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro. What was it called?
Mm-hmm.
The Intern. I like that kind of dynamic. I thought it was really cool to see there's a friendship that's built between the young lady and then him, and then his grandson shows up to try and drag him back to Florida to retire. And that's the dynamic. There's definitely Easter eggs about Double Dare in that movie. How could you not?
Right.
I never met him, but he sent me some lovely messages on Instagram about the script and how much fun he was having. And I don't think he's done too much acting, like straight up acting. So I think he really enjoyed that. And I'm as excited to see it as anybody else.
Fun fact, even the writers sometimes have not seen the movie.
Yeah, I mean, when you get down the Christmas crunch and it was sort of a late shoot, these things kind of come down to the wire as far as post-production and all that stuff. So that's okay. It's kind of fun to just have my friends. For the Hanukkah movie, at last 2 years ago, I had a big Hanukkah party and made blue cocktails and just did a bunch of fun. It was just really fun. So, I'll have a little Hanukkah party for that. And people could, especially because it's not a drinking movie, but there's definitely Hanukkah cocktails. There are Hanukkah cocktails happening in this movie, and they're adorable.
Love that. When you were on for Hanukkah on Rye, you talked about how your family family references were in the movie. Did you put any personal references into this one?
So you're asking me to remember again, Julie?
I know I
am. Probably.
Okay. We're gonna go with that.
You know what? I'm gonna go back though. This is just the dumbest. Okay, ready? I'm gonna go back. I just remembered an Easter egg. That's a personal Easter egg for the other movie.
Yeah,
which is that Higman, which is the name of the family of Hunter King's family in the movie, is my friend Karen's maiden name. Her whole family are all in Kansas City, and they're huge Chiefs fans.
Oh.
So I named that, and after her, I just said, just give me the name of your, that has the most of your family members associated with it. And I used that name for that. And they're all excited and having a big party and a viewing party and all that stuff.
As they should.
That's fun.
I forgot that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Love that.
But the Hanukkah one, I probably should have studied my script before I came on, but it was No. I really do not remember now. I'm sure what I'm going to do is while we're watching it, I'm going to see something and I'm going to immediately message you guys like that was one.
That was it. Well,
that was the one. That was the one. Yeah. Judaism is the Easter egg. How about that?
Because it's not a Christmas movie; it's a Hanukkah movie.
That's right. Christmas is barely mentioned.
Now,
go
ahead. No, go ahead.
The bar you're talking about, kind of old school. So is it supposed to be paneled and kind of have that like Dean Martin?
Yeah. I mean, again, I have to have a caveat on that, which is I think that's what it is, but you
don't know what you actually ended up getting.
You don't know what you're gonna get in Canada, as far as it's supposed to be Chicago.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Chicago. So I think they do a pretty good job with the stuff that I've set in Chicago before and shot in Canada looked really good. It was a holiday hotline. I thought it looked great. And they shot that in the same area. Okay. And that was supposed to be Chicago too. So, I'm sure the producer is I know that he is Joey Plager and he does all the Hanukkah movies and I trust him implicitly and I'm sure it's amazing. I just can't speak to it because I don't know for sure. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm well, the Sutton in Vancouver has a great old school bar.
Very dark in there. Yeah.
I wonder if everyone figured out that if you just want to see Hallmark stars in the wild is to just hang out in the bar at the Sutton.
We didn't see any when we were there.
Really?
Actually. I also had drinks with one of the directors, so.
Afterwards, yes. Yeah.
Oh, who?
With Ruby Monroe, Terry was gone. So.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, just curious if it was somebody I knew.
Yeah, Terry Ingram. He's directed 50.
Yes, I feel like I worked with him on the sitcom once.
Oh, really?
Probably many moons ago. Yeah, I think
many moons ago.
I think he directed something of mine too on Hallmark. That's this is the worst thing ever. This is the worst ADHD interview ever because I just don't remember anything that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
It's my favorite. Actually, I love this. This is perfect.
What's your name? I don't know. I don't know my name.
I know your name too.
What network do you write for? I don't remember.
Just say, Julie, you're going to get 2/3 of us. So.
That's right. It's this is just the slap happy version of me that just has no my brain. It's just
this is the favorite.
As we like to say, we're a little unbuttoned.
That's right.
Yeah.
We embraced our name unbuttoned conversations. This is not that button down question and answer discussion.
This is I've had many of those this week. So
I bet you have.
This is definitely fun. Yeah.
This is we don't care what's in your drink.
It's just water too because I have to get up and finish the script tomorrow. So I can't even. Yeah, I'm just chill. I can't even do that. I just have to yeah. And then what's funny is we moved to Connecticut because we love weather. We just love the New England vibes and
we've had a nice warm fall. Yeah.
It's been interesting, but I was upset. I didn't enjoy the drought because I left LA because I hate droughts and things like I don't want to hear that word. And we heard the word drought, and I was very peeved about that. And but now our tradition is if we ever go away for Thanksgiving, there's a snowstorm because that's my favorite thing, and it would always snow when we're gone.
Yeah.
And now they're saying there's going to be one on Friday, maybe more for you.
Leaving. It's your fault.
Yeah. Maybe more for you, Sarah, than I think it might be moving up toward like up that away. So
yeah, I just did see. Do you follow eWeather? He's the best.
I do.
Yeah,
so I love that guy.
Right. Me too. But I just saw like the new thing, and I haven't looked. But I'm like, oh no, I need to like read this one.
He is the best guy. I just yeah, he's always right. I mean, he's almost always right.
He is almost always right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and I love it when he posts like the ridiculous rate. You have no idea what a weather enthusiast I am. I look at radar. I will watch radar things. I will look at dew points. If I should be sponsored by a weather, like a personal
weather, somebody like that.
I was joking around about how my brand deal would be Stanley water bottles, this chair, and a personal weather station. And yoga pants.
Do you have a personal weather station outside?
I had one in California, and it did not survive the move, and I have not purchased a new one. So my husband is well aware that is my Christmas / Hanukkah wish.
Your wish, yeah.
We have one with a digital display.
I want the whole. Yes, that's what it was, and also because we have the automatic irrigation that goes by rain. Yep. And I would like to hook that up so I have a rain gauge that in the spring it tells your sprinklers not to go out in the summer, to save water.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. Yeah, I know he can't hear me, but he knows.
He knows. So we maybe have one of those.
My dad used to have one on our counter when I was growing up, like from LL Bean or something.
Yeah, it's like Sharper Image. That's the one I had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet there's new technology I don't even know about.
I'm sure.
My husband's got a really nice one. The kids bought it for him because they knew.
My friends when I moved here, nobody was surprised. Everyone's like, of course you did. Like, that's just, there's weather. It's just, yeah. So fall. So I'm saying like fall was kind of dull.
Right.
It's been hard. I'm like, I can't complain because my kids are outside playing in shorts, and like, I haven't had to think about the matching socks or anything until like today.
Right.
But also, I kind of missed the fall weather.
Yeah, it didn't feel. Yeah, I never really felt the fall, and now all of a sudden, when we get home, we have to put up decorations. It was that fast. I feel like we just did Halloween, and
a weird November.
Yeah, and then we're weird because my husband and I are both Jewish, but we love Christmas, and he wrote Shmelf the Hanukkah Elf, which is a Hanukkah / Santa collab book. That's always. It always sells. It's always in like Barnes and Noble this time of year and all that stuff. So but if you drove by our house, you would think somebody in the house was just, celebrating Christmas for real, because we have a lot of lights, we have a lot of decorations. We just love it. So it's just kind of neutral,
right? You just live in your best life.
Decorations for a minute, because Julie and I have a good friend of ours who's a Hallmark fan that celebrates Hanukkah, and she's told me if you ever talk to somebody that writes the Hanukkah movies, we have to talk about the decorations.
Okay.
And I know that that's out of your control. It's probably all set deck and all that.
It depends which movie she's talking about.
How do you feel about that? Because she feels like nobody decorates like this for Hanukkah, but it's Hallmark, and we know how they have to decorate for Christmas, so they kind of like match the energy.
The bar in my mind in the script was supposed to be an absolute, vomiting explosion of Hanukkah, and I don't know what that translated to, and I'm going to have faith that there's lots and lots of stuff. But there's a restaurant in New York City called Rolf's, and they're known for it just being ridiculous amount of, it's just Christmas. Like you can't, it's on every inch. It's Christmas and ornaments and everything like that. So I was picturing that. I don't know if anyone has the budget for that, but I don't love like a Hanukkah wreath that's sort of blue tinsel, like that's a weird, that doesn't really work for me, but then that's just my own preference. I just, what we have at home. I have one room is just all Hanukkah. And then one room I have a vintage ladder that I put nails in and put all my collected ornaments on instead of a tree.
Okay.
It's like an ornament ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's just sort of the Christmas vibes. Like I just like a good Denver plaid around. And, Santa comes to see us, and also Schmelf the Hanukkah elf.
That's spectacular. Schmelf the Hanukkah elf. So that at Barnes and Noble or anywhere else?
Oh yeah, no, it's like on Amazon. It's a whole thing. It's a bestseller. I'm not even just saying that as a wife. I'm just saying it's an actual legit Hanukkah bestseller. I think it might be in Hanukkah on the Rocks. It's in a scene, but I don't know if the scene made it in.
Okay.
And I don't know I actually don't even know if the publisher cleared it. So I don't even know if it's going to make it, but I tried.
You tried
to sneak it in.
No, I feel like a bar is like the perfect, like you should have too much in the bar. Like it should be.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. I don't really have any expectations. We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see what we get on December 13th. So you have your upcoming event this week, right?
Yes.
Like in days. So you'll be doing red carpet and the whole first Hallmark weekend, and you'll be on the panel. Yes. And then you just did the cruise. What was your favorite thing about the cruise?
I'll tell you, it was because it was a surreal experience because, as a writer, nobody really knows. I mean, Hallmark super fans know who a lot of the writers are, but generally you're not getting recognized. But on the cruise, I was actually getting recognized by people who follow my social media, especially after I went on stage and did some stuff on the second night. And that was just really amazing, just to have people calling me over to take pictures or to talk about their favorite movie or whatever. And it was just a wonderful feeling to know that people really do follow, your writing and appreciate the style of writing and all that stuff. So it was just kind of just this wonderful surprise of, oh my gosh, like, okay, yeah, Brooke Dorsey, I was just standing there and she came and dragged me. She's like, Julie, there are people that want to take your picture. Come on, let's go. She dragged me over to the where the barrier was, and I was taking selfies, and it was just a very surreal thing. But it was super fun, and it was great hanging out with all the actors and writing new stuff for them and seeing them have a good time.
Yeah. Now, everybody, when we talk to, actors or directors or whoever is kind of out there talking with fans, they usually come back with like a moment, like something that had a little impact on them. Did you have the chance to really talk to anybody? And do you have a story that you can share with us?
Well, I know that one of the women I spoke to that brought me over, she's from my old hometown in Northern California and was a big 49er fan and had been messaging me for probably a couple, 2-3 years, and that we'd had a nice, kind of messaging back and forth. So that was, to me, those moments of meeting those people that I had messaged in real, seeing them, that they actually came on the cruise and are real people. That was a great moment for me. Then conversely, one lady couldn't get to any of the actors, so she threw a bag of earrings at me and said, "Can you give these to all the actresses?"
You're the delivery person.
You're the only one I could get to. So here's the earrings. But they all actually were very grateful. Thank you, Molly from New Jersey, wherever you are. Yeah, I distributed your earrings. I did my job. I took it very seriously to make sure all the actresses got their earrings. So. But that was kind of funny because she's like, oh, I think that she's like, do you want one? I only have enough for the actors.
Part of that
right back there where you started
is Hallmark did not publish who all was going to be there outside of the talent. The actors, they didn't do other talent who was going to be on there on the panels, and people are very interested in that. So I wish they'd announced that a little better. Like we
did they not announce on the panel? Yeah, I
think you're on the panel now listed for the movie.
Yes, I am now. Yeah, I did. Somebody I think my agent noticed that, and she did whatever agents do, and then my name ended up on there. But it's just one of those things where we're generally in the background. Honestly, like we're generally in the background, and I think ever since last year with the ESPN thing, I just have had a little bit more, front of the camera. So it's just been a really interesting year.
Yeah.
Where, and I just, most writers are just not used to that kind of, that being, hair and makeup and being on camera and all that. And I'm starting to, I used to freak out more, and now I'm starting to enjoy it. I enjoy the process more. I still freak out, but I'm not avoiding it.
Right. You can find some joy in it, even if it's not your.
I can't wait to wear my little outfit for the premiere. I'm excited.
We can't wait to see it.
The style is game day glam, which is,
what do you do with that? That's not how you go to a game day, is it?
Yeah. So I'm thinking. So I found this amazing black fitted blazer that has like a sequined hood sewn in and coming out, and sequined cuffs coming down the bottom. It's very like nice designer thing with these really nice black pants and heels. So it's sort of, I feel like that. I think that works for game day glam.
Yeah.
Hair up in kind of a top knot and just sort of. I think it's gonna work. I'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean the hood is a great touch, right? It's like a little hoodie.
The hood is sequined, and it's very glittery. So yeah. So I think we'll see. Come back. We'll come back in 2 years, and you'll be like, remember that outfit? I'll be like, oh my God, why didn't you guys tell me?
No, I'm like,
why didn't you guys tell me not to wear that?
You are my inspiration. I am also not a glam girl, but when we go to events, we're in front of the camera. We've worked the red carpet in Chicago. Brooke Dorsey was there, that kind of stuff. So Sarah, much more a fan of that. I'm much more of a regular jersey and a hoodie girl. So
yes, and so the actual, like I said, to the actual Chiefs game, it's just I found a cute little black and red sweatshirt, and the three of us are all wearing red and black sweatshirts of different styles, and we're just gonna
call that good.
We're gonna be good.
It's a compromise, yeah.
I'm just excited to go to the game. It'll be fun.
The atmosphere will be fun. It'll be fun to be at a football game.
The question, of course, is, Donna will, I guess, will be there, but will other people be at that game on the day?
It's always a question. I
don't know. I legitimately don't know. People think I'm lying. I really, really don't, because she's in Canada in the middle of a tour.
Finishing her tour.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, why? Also, if it's Thanksgiving, wouldn't she be with her family?
Unless they're all there. Like, it's hard to know, right? I mean, that is the adventure every time the Chiefs play is, where.
So, I mean, if we're up there and anywhere near that, I would just put my phone out as far as I could toward that other wherever and try and get that picture.
That's right. Hear me and let's look who's in the background.
I know. What's cool is that they talked about it on their podcast, the brothers. They talked about the movie and that they were excited about it, which means that I think that means Taylor's going to watch the movie. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure that means she's going to watch the movie.
Well, she's got to support, Mama Kelsey, right?
Right. Yeah. Because she can't go to Christmas with Mama Kelsey and be like, oh, I didn't see your movie.
Right.
She's got some lines in it. She's not just a flyby. Like, she's actually doing some stuff. So
Mama Kelsey's rocking her
home about that cameo. Were you aware? Like, did you know this was happening?
What, her?
All the cameo? Yeah.
I knew there were going to be a lot of them. I just didn't know who at the time. And then, so I sort of did temporary dialogue until we knew who it was.
Okay. And then adjusted.
And then adjusted for that. Yeah. For whichever players they got and all that kind of stuff. So,
no, it's super fun. And, I think a lot of people are excited that she's in it, and it makes for a fun connection and pulls in a lot of different people. I think, a lot of family. You talked about it. This is a family movie. It's about a family who's about their fans and their traditions and stuff like that. And I just think a lot of people can relate to that, and to see family in the movie seems appropriate.
And I think the superstition thing is a big one, because we are crazy. We're just not, we're not normal. I mean, it's normal for football fans, but the things that we do out of superstition during a game are ridiculous. So that's why I think that's a very universal thing for football fans that, oh, you were sitting over there when they scored and now you're sitting over here. So it's your fault because you're not sitting in the right seat. And it's much worse than that for us, the way what we've done. We just like you were holding your fork in the wrong hand or you're wearing, I mean, it's just, we'll think of any reason to blame ourselves if they don't win. So
we blame ourselves all the time. We're Minnesota Vikings fans. We have never won a foot.
You are having a better year than we
are, but this is where we sit. It's my husband's literally has a shirt that looks like a Vikings t-shirt, but it says someday on it, not Vikings. And it's just, yeah, it's a better year, but it's not, Yeah,
but at least you're like, I feel like after last night, it's just, and we have tickets. This is the saddest thing. We have tickets to Levi Stadium in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. December 30th to watch the Niners get killed by the Lions. So unless things change, maybe listen, I'd be happy if they turned it all around and it was a good game, but I'm not feeling particularly confident. Sorry, Niners. I love you, but come on.
We are by the side wave 49er fans also because Brock Purdy.
I love him. He's such a nice boy. What a nice boy he is.
What a nice boy.
So wholesome.
I'll just say I'm not very good at talking about sports.
Sports ball. Just go, yay, sports ball.
Go Pats.
Pats fans had their time. Like,
And hey, that was a hell of a time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. So my poor kid, I just wanted him to have one Super Bowl win. I thought that was going to be last year just to have to cling to. Like the 49ers won all their Super Bowls when I was his age. Yeah. So I just want him to have that because you can cling to that for 50 years.
Hey, I'm still here waiting for mine. So
I know. I mean,
I'm all the way back to Fran Tarkington. It's just been.
I remember when the Red Sox won after,
right,
all those hundreds of years or something like that.
Yes. See, I do have a soft spot. Yeah, I do. They'll do a story, about an 85-year-old guy or something who's been waiting his whole life and he's in the stands, he's weeping. I mean, that stuff gets me.
Yeah.
I can't hate the teams that have been waiting a long time.
Right.
Like the Chiefs, they're nice though. So that's it's tough. It's tough. Like they've had a good time.
They're still having a good time.
They're having a good time. There's a few teams that I wouldn't mind if it wasn't us. You guys could be one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We live in the land of denial right now. We're just like, I don't know. Don't say anything. Don't talk about it too much.
Yeah, I know. It's especially when you're like you don't want to jinx it. I get it.
Yeah. Right.
See, that's more superstition. See, I only have my one shelf still of my. I have my one shelf always happening with my Niner stuff.
Oh, nice. Always got the stuff. Got the stuff.
But I was doing interviews with the satin jacket like hanging off my chair all last week because I just needed to have my dad passed a long time ago, so I feel like that's another part of it where that's a connection that you can always just have.
Those 80s satin jackets are.
Yeah, I wish it fit me. I mean, I would love to say I gave it to my son because I'm super nice, but it really is because it doesn't fit me.
But, he gets to wear it.
What an iconic piece.
He did it eventually when I was dead, but he got it early.
You got it early.
Well, should we finish up with a couple of favorites?
I was going to say, do you want to play a holiday favorites game with us?
Sure.
Okay, what about your favorite holiday movie, maybe that you haven't written?
Oh my God. These are the worst questions for me because I can never think of anything.
Say more than one.
Whatever comes to mind first. Yeah. No pressure.
The original Shop Around the Corner. Like the black and white.
Yes.
The black and white.
Yeah.
And then also yeah, see, this is where you're gonna have to edit because this is where the ADHD kills me. I'll tell you something. I used to say Love Actually, and then as I've aged, I don't know why in the last 20 years, however long it's been since that movie, I find it more problematic every time I watch it. Like I love it, but then I'm like, well, this is really not. Some of this is just not okay.
That's why a lot of movies age.
Yeah. Okay, so
I feel like I have a Shop Around the Corner picture, but I don't have it hanging up because I have a bunch of Judy Garland
Oh,
things up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it must be away somewhere.
my husband's laughing out there because he knows, like, if you ask me like my favorite anything, I can't think of I can never think of the answer. But try again. We can
All right.
try.
Okay. Favorite holiday song?
Oh, that one is the Christmas waltz with the Frank Sinatra version.
Oh yeah,
that one, because then I got them to use it at the end of One Royal Holiday, which made me very happy.
Nice.
Favorite. See, I knew one. I did. I knew one right away.
Yeah, look at that. Right away, one focused.
How about a favorite holiday food?
For Christmas, it is. I used to go to my best friend Janine's house for Christmas Eve every year, and they would have crab legs. So that is what I associate. I know it's like a thing. It's a Catholic thing. So she was Catholic. So that's my favorite Christmas sort of treat to do. And then for dessert, and I like a nice Yule log, like the Yule cake.
They're cool looking.
They're awesome. Because they're just a giant ho-ho. And then for Hanukkah, I love latkes, but they are so hard to make well, while also not making your house smell like oil for the next month. So I love getting them, but I don't like to make them. And Hanukkah doesn't have there's like 3 foods, right? There's jelly donuts, latkes, and then you just throw all the rest of the Jewish foods in there for fun.
But sounds perfect. And a favorite holiday tradition?
For us, we still just really love to do Christmas. I just love doing Christmas morning and there being surprises in the stockings and leaving. We still do it. My son's 15. We still do all the things you do for Christmas morning, like where Santa comes. And I just no matter where even if we're traveling, we'll still do it. And then so we've always had like a practical joke in a stocking every year that we have as like the family inside joke. And I can't tell you what it is. It's sort of not appropriate. But there's a practical joke every year that's really funny. And then for Hanukkah, I try and find kind of a funky menorah every year. So I try and find weird menorahs. So I have a little collection of weird menorahs that I keep in there, and I have to get the right candles.
The right candles. Yeah.
Cheap candles melt wax all over the place, and it's not. You don't want that. You want the good one.
So where do you get the right candles? Do you have to order them, or can you find them?
I get them at the actual synagogue gift shop because that's the one. And then sometimes you just find them randomly at Home Goods. So
wait, that's the good candles, and you're like
Home Goods Hanukkah game has improved quite a bit in the last few years. I'm very excited. I found a neon sign last year where I'm shocked. It used to be I make this joke in almost every movie that they have like the courtesy Hanukkah end of the, like the end cap at the end of the aisle. And there's just crappy, crappy gelt coins that are, the chocolate's already white because it's been sitting there.
Oh.
And we always used to get that. That was our section. And now suddenly people found out that people will buy these things. So here we are.
So here we are. Is the chocolate been upgraded then? You get better chocolate?
So Trader Joe's makes fantastic coin chocolate, but it's not technically Hanukkah gelt. It doesn't have a menorah on it or anything, but it's gold coins. It's wrapped in, it's chocolate and gold. It doesn't matter. that's the best. That's actually the best chocolate.
Getting that one because there's
some fancy place in New York that does really, really nice, but at a certain point, if you're hungry enough, there's a saying, hunger makes the best pickle, right? So you'll eat anything if you're hungry enough. So I'll eat any chocolate if I'm hungry enough.
Right.
To Trader Joe's
and Home Goods. Well, Julie, tell everybody, where can they follow you on social media?
Oh, yes. So I think it's Julie_Sherman_Wolfe at Instagram. That's the one I'm sort of trying to work on getting better at posting on. My Twitter is at Sherm Wolfe, one word, an E on the end of Wolf. And I think that's pretty much it for stuff that I'm actually posting to.
So will you be posting this upcoming weekend?
I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try to make content.
Content. That's Julie Sherman Wolfe, writer / content.
Creator. Yeah, I'm gonna make a reel. It's gonna take me hours. Like I made a reel for the cruise, and it took me so long to do it. I'm gonna have to learn how to do this better. I really want to.
We're good at it.
I will. I'm at the point where I might have to just pay somebody because I just can't.
You need a social media person.
I told my son I'll hire you to be my social media manager, and he enjoyed that for about a day, and then I started asking him for actual. I need you to do this. And he's like, but I want to hang out with my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, well,
okay.
It was a short-lived career.
The pay has suddenly gone away. No, you need a social media person.
I know. I only have like 1,500 followers, so if we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after the weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll grow this weekend. Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, but you know what you have to do to grow? Content.
Yeah, you need content.
Gotta make content.
Yeah.
You got this. You know what? You could just go live, and then you don't have to make content.
You can just talk and walk or be somewhere and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! Everybody, look at all."
I have a TikTok account that I've never posted to. That's mine. Like it says JS. It says Julie Sherman Wolfe writer or something like that. I don't even think I've ever posted. But that's a good idea, Sarah. Sarah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it.
Like, hi, we're on the red carpet. You guys,
people
get ready with me. Get ready with me.
Make yourself a get ready with me video. I'm really looking.
I was going to do it as a joke for my house and say, get ready with me as I start to do some script writing. And then I was just going to put my hair in a bun and like tumble down the stairs and like land in my chair.
To do that.
I'm looking for that one. That one's got to happen.
That's pretty much the get ready with me.
That's perfect.
And everyone will be jealous.
It's a good situation. I will say it is good. Yeah.
That's awesome. So Julie has 2 movies coming out. Holiday Touchdown, a Chief's Love Story is this Saturday, November 30th on Hallmark. And then also Hanukkah on the Rocks, Friday, December 13th on Hallmark Channel. So be sure to tune in. Julie, will you be live tweeting?
Yes. Not for the, no, actually, well, because I'll probably be at the actual premiere. But I might.
She might go live.
No, I guess I'll live tweet the Hanukkah one though. How about that?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. You're always welcome.
Thank you guys.
Have an amazing week.
Yes. And thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye.